Nothing like going to X-rays with a bunch of stout in your gut. Can't wait.
It's not like you have to give them like a urine sample.
I hope
or
not.
Something. I mean, they may ask for it.
It'd be funny if it shows up. You're like, what kind of lead is in this?
What happened here?
So were you drinking motor oil?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I was.
Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling, craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Welcome to another episode of A Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
I'm Brian.
I'm Dolan.
And as promised, 2 weeks of stouts.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Stouts.
We all just stepped on each other because we're so excited.
Well, we love stouts.
Right. So this week from Copper Kettle Brewing in Denver, Colorado, we have Cherry Snowed In Oatmeal Stout Ale aged in bourbon barrels with chocolate and cherries.
Yum, yum,
Okay.
That might be one of the longest
yum, and yum.
titles we've ever had.
I'm not sure where we're at technically with the schedule, but this has a Valentine's feel to it, guys. I'm just
does.
gonna say
A little
maybe it's a precursor.
Maybe.
Ooh, look at that. That's a definite oatmeal stout.
Right. I got so caught up in the
Spring training
Yeah.
and March Madness.
March Madness and baseball and all of that. Like when I'm looking at the schedule, I completely forgot Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So we're gonna call this a
Who
Valentine's Day.
cares about Valentine's Day?
I mean, 2 weeks worth of stouts. That's Valentine's Day for me.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go. So
Ooh, boy.
Actually, this one is the Valentine. Yesterday was Valentine's Day.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day.
I had a
There you
feeling.
go.
I could feel it
There
in
you
my
go.
heart.
What is cherries?
Chocolate and
covered?
cherries, man.
Oh my gosh, that smells so boozy.
It does smell good.
What's the ABV
Oh my gosh.
on this? Oh my gosh.
I bet it's, I don't know, like 8?
Oatmeal stout? 9. Oh no. 14.
13.1.
Oh, God.
right.
Okay, well, dreams do come true.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
Especially at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
On an empty stomach. Ooh, all right.
I had a breakfast burrito this morning.
Good for you.
I did too.
And a Funyun.
And some Funyuns, yeah. Copper Kettle is located at 1338 South Valentia Street, not Valencia, like the oranges.
Okay.
In Denver, Colorado. Open Monday through Thursday, 2 to 9, Friday, 2 to 10, Saturday, noon to 10, and Sunday, noon to 8.
That's pretty good.
Decent hours.
Yeah.
Right around the Aurora, Denver, like line right there. So
okay.
you're not quite Aurora. You're still in Denver.
Okay.
That's where they're located.
Aurora is like East Denver, right? Northeast.
I should know this. I don't. I believe that is true.
I think that's right.
I can tell you which ones are west, maybe, and south, but I really can't
Well,
give
if
you.
it's not one of those two, then it's on the other
Then
side.
maybe
Yeah, it must be.
It's not north. I know that.
Okay.
I'm going in. I'm
All
going
right.
in for one.
All right.
See how it goes.
Oop.
Oh my goodness,
Very smooth.
that has a lot of whoa.
The cherries at the end for me. I don't know about you guys,
Yeah.
but
The barrel's kind of there too. I like that.
I
a
get the
lot.
barrel. I get the cherries.
you know, I'm looking
thick.
at the can
Yep.
from over here. It kind of has a Bourbon County-esque feel to the label at the bottom.
Yeah.
See it there? That pink part?
Yes.
That kind of has that feel to me.
Yep.
What are the numbers? The 300 and all that stuff on the side. Real shiny. Catch my eye.
Oh, here we go. Only 300 cases produced of this one.
How many are in a
Support-
case? Usually,
12.
I don't know. Because those are big. That's like almost 20-ounce can.
right?
This was from, and I told Brian, I sat on this for a while. This was brewed in 2021, so this sat in my fridge. Perfect for cellaring. Well, so that's what I did.
That's what you did.
Yep. For best flavor, serve at 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
We're not there yet.
No, not
By the
quite
end,
yet.
we will be.
Guess the IBUs on this. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I read it and it escapes me. So
I didn't read it, but I'm going to say it's 52.
38.
38.
Yeah.
It's lower. It's
Hey.
38. Still, I mean, that's 38's like a lager IBU, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess.
generally.
Yeah,
I'm not getting that at all. I think this is delicious.
that's all right.
Yeah.
That's a cool can.
Yeah, it is.
That would have cost a couple bucks. All that metallic paint. And
Oh,
print
to produce? And
Yeah.
it's not a sticker at all. No, it's definitely printed directly on. Well,
On the can?
Well, it's one of those. Okay, it's one that you like
like shrink wrap or
shrink
something.
wrap around the can.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm gonna have a little more of this before it goes.
I mean, you might as well.
right.
Okay, right on here also it just says chocolate, 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 chocolate
Yes.
with a fork and a knife.
Yes, yes, yum, and yes.
Cocoa hits the spot. Support your local 5471 elevation. We talked about that before.
We've talked about that before.
They like to claim how high they are in the mountains.
In the mountains. Right. Yes.
Okay, well, let's read just this side. We created Snowed In Cherry to keep us warm on the cold winter nights when we wish February would end. We're almost there, guys.
Almost.
Brewed with sour cherries and rich chocolate, this oatmeal stout pairs well with sultry stares across the table. I'm getting those from Dolan right now.
Oh.
Enjoy hints of bourbon from barrel aging as you enjoy evenings together, or not.
Or not. I don't
Maybe you're by yourself,
Hey,
I guess.
crying in your cherry cordials and drinking your beer.
So I did some research around that.
Oh, okay.
But I figured you want to go first? You want to?
I got a little bit about the brewery stuff.
Let's do that.
And some of the other beers that they make. Because the website was kind of cool. I liked it. I really liked the design of this. And I just went through just some of the other beers that they have. This is their like barrel age series, I guess I'll call it. The Snowed In. They had other ones that I saw that you could buy. These are 19-ounce cans or 18.9 or something like that. It's kind of
Yeah.
a weird size and shape. Kind of tall and skinny.
Yeah.
Call those the stovepipe back in the day, like when Oscar Blues came to town. They had the 1050 or the
Yes.
barrel age 1050 and it came in the
1050.
stovepipe can. So that's
Yeah.
what we got here. They have Snowed In Maple, they have Mocha, and they have Coconut. Currently in the shop, you walk in there, you can get one.
Oh.
So those are different, varieties of this.
Okay.
They had a Spooky Hollow Imperial Pumpkin Porter.
Oh.
Which maybe it's not there anymore. I don't know, but it said it was there, so we'll say it is. And then this one was called 11's,
11Cs?
maybe.
Yeah. From Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Imperial Schwartz beer.
Oh, okay.
And that one was pretty strong-ish too. On tap, here's what they had recently, as of like yesterday when I did my research.
Okay.
They had a beer called Jinkies, Belgian Double.
Oh.
Oh, I get it. Double vision. 'cause she's
Glasses.
Glasses. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Box Bolero, which was a Doppelbock with caramel and raisin. So that'd probably be pretty.
Okay.
That'd probably be
Raisin.
well. It's like dry fruits. I mean,
Okay.
it's not
All
like.
right, all right.
Hopefully, not just raisins floating in there. That'd be gross.
Yep.
It'd be like drinking a scab. I don't want to do that.
Gross.
Mexican chocolate stout. So that's
Sounds
similar.
amazing.
A base like for this kind of, and then
Yeah.
they're adding their adjuncts to this. That one won gold at the Great American Beer Festival.
Oh my
in the
gosh.
herb and spice category, which
Oh.
seems strange to me. But I guess maybe because there's some chili in the Mexican chocolate
I have a
stout.
feeling
Probably.
That one's a 7%er, so diet. Well Bred, which is their barley wine, that's 10.6%. And then if you went to the tap room, right now you could get Snowed In Mocha and or Maple, $9 for a pour, and those are 12.7. So this one's a little stronger than that, and I don't even know why.
The barrel, probably.
I guess. But I would almost assume those other ones would be barrel too. I guess I didn't write that down. Because at 12.7, that's hard to get there without that
Without a barrel?
extra. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. But maybe not. I don't know. But those are, I guess, for $9. That's not terrible. You can sit there all night and sip on that for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the other things I had I thought were kind of cool. They're all about charity. A lot of these breweries that we've talked about, especially recently, have been very driven by charity work. And they had a tab right up on their website, and I clicked on it, and it said they've given over $150,000 to local charities and nonprofits. So that's a big thing for them. They had food truck, a schedule right on their website, and it showed each food truck on the day. And I looked at January and February, and there was 2 days they didn't have a food truck.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Otherwise, it was every day, and it was a different food truck every day. It wasn't like one just pulled up and sat there. It was like every day, different style. Obviously, Denver's going to have
That's Denver.
tons of food trucks.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a place to go get, Filipino food one day and pizza the next day, then this is that kind of vibe.
Nice.
They had just 2 days ago, as we're recording this 2 days ago.
Okay.
They had a drag brunch benefit for that brewery in Colorado where the thing
That's
happened.
right. Yeah.
Club Q. Mm-hmm. So they had ticket sales. You could go and then you had food and
Right.
the whole thing, the whole event, and all that money went to that brewery there. So,
Nice. Awesome.
Kind of cool, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then the website, when you scroll down at the bottom, there was these 3 images, and it was kind of like you could click it and it would take you to different parts of the website.
Yeah.
But I thought, man, those are very manly images. So I wrote them down because it just really stuck out to me. One of them was a samurai slicing like citrus fruit with a sword. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Okay.
Another guy was a bull rider. It's like, okay, that's pretty manly. How can they man it up even more?
Right.
They could. There was a guy boxing a bear,
Whoa.
punching a bear out, which kind of reminded me of that one from California. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly which one you're saying.
But I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. I know we get it here. And
Firestone Walker.
Firestone Walker. It reminded me of that a little bit.
Yep.
And then as far as merch goes, real quick, 2 things I liked. They had a rainbow tie-dye shirt that was like their pride shirt. And then they had a dog leash.
A dog leash.
Yeah, which
I love that.
So I hadn't seen that really before. I'd seen some dog products, but not necessarily a branded dog leash. And that's what I have just for the brewery itself.
So Copper Kettle was founded in 2011 by Jeremy Gobien. We're going to go Gobien. Gobien?
Go bean or go home.
Here's what's interesting about Jeremy. He's a PhD.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
so he's a smarty.
He is smart. And founded by Kristen Kozik. We're going to K-O-Z-I-K.
Yeah,
Kozik.
Not Kozacek.
Not that one.
No,
We know that
Kozik.
one.
I clipped out, so I went to the bio page there.
Okay.
And I clipped out Kristen's for example here. She's listed as the owner,
Okay.
office manager, and superwoman.
Oh, does
I
it
like
all.
that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also saw if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, that if you look at each one of their bios, it'll list their favorite Copper Kettle beer, which I thought was kind of fun.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Somebody's calling me from Hinsdale, Illinois. I don't know anybody there.
somebody from the Cubs, maybe.
Well, maybe I should take that call. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, they have a brewery dog named Charlie.
Oh,
Charlie has his own beer named after him. It's called Charlie Golden Strong because he's a golden retriever.
Oh.
And he's listed as the most popular one in the room.
yeah.
He's always the most popular. Oh, and his favorite beer is whatever gets spilled on the floor. So there you go.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a dog not drink a beer that's spilled on the floor.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
like, ew, no. I only
No,
drink IPA.
yeah,
I haven't
no.
seen- I mean, there's probably a dog out there that's real snooty.
We were watching the Westminster Dog Show the other night.
Yeah.
I get sucked into that sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
There were multiple dogs that only looked like they drank IPAs, right? I mean, they were shaved and then they would have
Big
like the
beard.
long beard
Big
or whatever.
beards and
Like a
stuff.
Griffin,
Yeah.
Chiffon, or whatever those dogs
Yeah.
are.
I
Whatever.
Um,
Nice beards.
my dog Coraline, she's kind of weird. Like, she'll eat anything as long as I hand it to her or I've handled it first. So, like, if I drop it on the floor, she'll eat it, right? But if she just discovers it on the floor, she'll be like, nah, don't want it. But then if I grab it and then hand it to her, she's like, oh yes,
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll eat it.
like a koala in eucalyptus leaves, right? Like they want, yeah.
Nice.
Well, you guys ready for a ride?
Oh boy, here we go.
Sometimes the research it hits me like lightning. I'm just scrolling through somewhere and I'm like, duh. And other times I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do?
Right.
I've been to Denver. We've talked about Denver. We've been to Colorado so many times. What the hell am I gonna do? What am I gonna? Well, this is one of those where I was like, okay, it's easy. I know exactly what we're gonna do.
Okay.
And I don't want to use the word trivia because that makes it feel like it's not important. And this is very important to me.
Okay.
We're talking about Scooby-Doo.
Oh, because of Jinkies.
Because of Jinkies. That was the first thing I saw on their website, Jinkies, and I was like, pow, it hit me. Because especially growing up, I was a Scooby-Doo nut.
Yes.
Like, I love me some Scooby-Doo. Some of my very first memories are watching Scooby-Doo. I was probably like 3 years old.
Yeah.
So we're going down the Scooby-Doo wormhole.
Sweet.
And I don't know. There must be some reason that they like Scooby-Doo at this place, because I don't know otherwise why you come up with that name, but, you know, whatever.
I don't know.
Just off the top of my head, there is a new version of a Scooby-Doo show out currently on HBO
Is it any good?
Max. I haven't seen it yet, but I feel like it was more geared towards adults.
Yeah.
So Mindy Kaling is like the show person and the voice of Velma. It's about Velma. It's called Velma.
It's about Velma.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's like maybe her origin story. I don't know, but
Interesting.
so that's out there just if you want to go find it on the old streamers.
Does Scooby-Doo make appearances in it?
I think some of the other characters are in it. It looked like, but I
Wow.
haven't seen anything other than some like commercials that it was there.
Interesting.
All right, so Jinkies, Velma, my glasses. That's kind of her like
Yep.
her
My
thing.
glasses.
My glasses. I can't see with that. Guess what? That was not scripted.
Really?
What?
Yeah. So the gal that did the voice work back in the 1968 when they recorded this,
Jeez.
Nicole Jaffe, she, like me and you, had glasses on.
Okay.
And she had laid them on the desk doing the table read with the whole cast of the voices, and
Okay.
she's like, "Oh, I misplaced my glasses." And the writers were like, "Ooh, we like that. Your character wears glasses."
Yeah.
So in the first episode, I know this because my son is a Scooby-Doo nut, and we read a Scooby-Doo book almost every night. The very first episode is the first time she loses the glasses. However, she doesn't say, "My glasses, I can't see without my glasses." She doesn't say that till like episode 8.
Oh.
Wow.
So it happens in the first one, but she doesn't actually say it till a little bit later on in the season. Frank Welker. You know him? You know his voice?
I know his voice from something else. Yes.
Well, he's Fred.
He's also Megatron.
Oh, he's Megatron.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
And then later on, he was also Scooby-Doo.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh. That was almost a...
Really? Frank Welker, he's been in the game for a long time. He wanted to read for Shaggy because he's always kind of like the straight man.
Okay.
And Shaggy is famous as Casey Kasem.
Absolutely.
And he wanted to read for Fred
Oh.
because he always is the comic guy.
That would have been weird.
So they wanted to like cross streams.
Yeah.
They wanted to read each other's parts, and that didn't work that
Think
way.
about that imagine that
Yeah.
for a second. If they had switched, I don't know if it would have worked.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
No, especially with like
tough.
how iconic Shaggy's voice is. Mm-hmm. I mean,
Scoob.
yeah. You
I
can't.
agree.
Yeah, that can't be Fred.
No.
No.
Well, it almost wasn't Fred
Oh.
because before the show came out, his name was going to be slated to be Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Mid drink there. Ronnie. Yeah, he was going to be Ronnie. And then also, they had him slated to be Jeff with a G. Geoff.
I could see that. Though.
I could see
What the
that.
ascot? That's a Jeff move.
I could see Jeff. Yeah.
Or Joff. Whatever that's going to be. Daphne originally was going to be Kelly. And Velma was slated to be Linda. Which later in the movies, in the live movies, Linda Cardinelli played Velma. So it was a little bit of, serendipitous there.
So do you know where they got the Velma name?
No, I have no idea, but
Interesting.
those
Man.
names are way better than
Way better.
sorry to my sister-in-law, Kelly and Linda.
Daphne and Velma, both just way more creative.
Right?
way
They
more.
and when you say those names, those are the only two things you think of right
Yeah.
away. So
But
that's
See,
cool.
I remember like my friends and I joking about this when we were kids. Like, you have Shaggy, you got Daphne, you got Velma, you got Scooby, and then there's Fred.
Yeah.
Fred was the straight man, though. I
Yeah.
mean, he
Yeah.
was, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
mid-60s, white guy straight. That's
Yeah.
Fred. Fred or
Fred.
Bill. I mean, that
Bill.
was going to be what it was going to
Right.
be. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo, the character name. There was a character named Scooby prior to this in the Hanna-Barbera world. 1967, so 2 years before. On a cartoon that you've probably never seen, and neither have I, called Moby Dick and the Mighty Mightor.
No.
Scooby was a seal.
Ah.
And Don Messick was the voice of that.
Yes.
And then he also did Scooby-Doo the dog for a long time.
We've talked about Don Messick multiple times.
So he's 50, almost 50 years he was doing that.
Yeah.
So he voiced both Scoobies in the Hanna-Barbera world. When that show was canceled, the people liked the name Scooby. They wanted to keep it around. So that's what they did. The executive that was in charge of CBS at the time, Fred Silverman, that's where Fred comes from.
Oh.
He was the one to like greenlight the show and say, yes, we want to put it on.
But you got to use my name.
Well, I mean, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, probably one of those
whatever.
deals. He goes, the show itself was originally meant to be scary. And the animation was kind of scary.
Yeah.
And so they went and they showed off, the first episode or whatever, and the execs were like, kids can't watch this. It's too scary. And why are they the main characters? We want this dog to be the character. We want him to be the star.
Oh.
So like, oh gosh, back to the drawing board, literally. So he's flying home, Fred Silverman, back to his, maybe New York or so, we'll say. And he's on the plane, and they're playing a song by this guy named Frank Sinatra. And the song is called Strangers in the Night. Exchanging glances. And then there's a part of the chorus that goes, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And the guy was like, oh, snap.
Bam.
We're taking that.
Yep.
And that's what they did.
Wow.
So it went from just Scooby to Scooby-Doo because of Frank Sinatra. Old Blue Eyes.
Nice.
I don't think he got anything for that.
Yeah, probably not.
Do you know Shaggy's real name?
I do not.
Oh my gosh, my wife would know it. She's a huge Scooby-Doo fan.
I'll tell you. Because I like you guys. It's Norval Rogers.
Norval Rogers.
Yes.
Like his cartoon, like that's his name, but he's just Shaggy because of his hair.
Because of his hair.
And his scruffy little goatee.
You know what Scooby-Doo's real first name is?
No.
Oh, that I did not know that there was a different
Yeah, his actual name is Scoobert.
Scoobert. Did they reveal this in the Shaggy cartoon? Like the cartoon where they talk about how Shaggy and Scooby met?
The Scoob movie?
The Scoob movie?
With
Is
the
that
Blue
where they...
Falcon?
Oh,
Have you
Blue
seen
Falcon.
that?
I know. I have the first appearance of Blue Falcon in comic books, so yes.
That's where they meet each other,
Yeah.
right? Like on the... I keep seeing a beach, but...
You're right.
Yeah.
They meet each other at a beach.
At a beach.
Scoobert.
Yes, Scoobert. Okay, the show originally was called Who Scared, with a bunch of S's and W's.
Okay.
Because it was supposed to be scary.
Who's scared?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the first cartoon ever in history to include a laugh track.
Ah. Yeah,
which
you're right.
Became kind of the thing for about 35 years after that.
Yep.
Wow.
He was drawn originally, Scooby-Doo, as a Great Dane.
Okay.
And some of the show people were like, there's this other Great Dane that's popular in the comics now. His name's Marmaduke. We don't want him to do that. So they changed him into a sheepdog.
Oh.
But then some other guys were like, well, the Archies have a comic book and they have a sheepdog. So maybe we should go back to the other dogs. So they went back to the Great Dane. Shaggy and Scooby are the only two characters to appear in every version of the Scooby-verse.
Oh.
So, like, when I was a kid in the 80s, they made the new ones, and they had, like, it was like the Chest of Demons or 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
Sure.
And Vincent Price was in it.
That's right. Yes.
And Daphne was in it. But no Fred, no Velma. No Mystery Machine. You know who owns the Mystery Machine?
The actual Mystery Machine? No, I have no idea.
I thought it was Fred's the whole time.
Daphne's dad.
Daphne's dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird how that works out. But he's the one that drives it. I guess because it was the 60s.
Maybe that's why the love interest is there so much.
Fred was
be.
always the most responsible, I think.
He was.
Yeah.
I really think he was.
He loved
Next
to
to Daphne.
make traps. That was his big
Oh,
thing.
absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
1970, Casey Kasem has a life-changing event. He says, you know what? I'm going to be a vegetarian.
Wow.
Great.
Okay.
Good for you, Casey Kasem. And he says, I am only going to voice Shaggy if he becomes vegetarian too.
Whoa.
And they're like, wait, hold up. He likes pizza
Yeah.
and hot dogs.
Sandwiches.
They're
always
loves
making
a
giant
sandwich.
sandwiches.
He has the Shaggy sandwich. He has two different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh boy, that's tough. Okay. So they did. Wow. They did it.
They made Shaggy vegetarian.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then in 1995, there was another resurgence of Scooby-Doo, as there is every about 10 years, it seems like.
Yeah.
And they had him voicing Shaggy in a Burger King commercial. And he was like, that's it. No.
No.
this is not the Impossible Whopper. This is straight up Whopper or kids meal or whatever. And he's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not coming back. And he didn't voice anything for Shaggy for 7 years.
Oh.
So in 2002, then they finally said, okay, for real, he's a vegetarian. We promise.
For real.
This time.
He fell off the wagon
And
he got back on. It's fine.
So then Casey came back on.
Ah.
And then he did it basically until his death.
So was there somebody in between there doing Shaggy?
Yeah.
Was it bad?
I don't know if it was bad, but then after Casey Kasem died, you know who it is?
No. Is it
Currently,
the
now-
guy from the movies?
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, the guy from
He,
the movies.
from the movies.
From the movies. Okay.
Does all the animated stuff and the video games. Anything with it now,
Yeah.
it's Matthew Lillard.
I was going to say, if it wasn't, that would be weird.
Yeah.
But
They have a stamp, a forever stamp that was issued. So they're popular enough in pop culture to get a forever stamp. Came out in June of 2018. And then the last little nugget I have for you, the theme song. We got to talk about music, right?
Of course.
So season 1,
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
that's the one. Performed by Larry Marks.
Oh.
Season 2, because these seasons were long. They were like 32 episode
Yeah.
seasons. Like, not like what we get now, 6 episodes of stuff. Austin Roberts is the guy for season 2. Now, season 2, if maybe you don't remember this, or you, but I do, because I'm deep in it at home. Mm-hmm. This is the one where every episode had like a Beatles-esque song in the middle of the chase.
Yes.
And it was kind of like Brady Bunch or Partridge Family, and it was like poppy songs.
Yep.
This guy co-wrote and performed all the songs on that season 2.
Dang.
So Austin Roberts, good for you, my man. I can still hear some of those songs in my head.
Do you think he still gets royalties from those?
Oh, I would, if he's still around, I would.
Like the
yeah.
chase scenes, where they're like going through all the doors and
Yeah,
stuff,
sliding
and,
down the
like,
banisters
doing
and
all of that. Yeah.
Yep.
That was like my favorite part of Scooby-Doo.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
So
I got 2 Scooby-Doo stories.
All right, let's
for
hear
you.
it.
So my dog is named Scrappy-Doo.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Scrappy-Doo, his name was Scrappy.
Yeah.
When we got him from the rescue, we just put the "do" on the end because, or whatever. So he gets all of his prescriptions. He's blind. He's legally blind now, so he can't drive a car.
Bummer.
Anyway, he's also diabetic.
Oh boy.
And so we have to get all of his prescriptions from Walmart. Mm-hmm. And so when I go to Walmart, if you ever get your prescription filled, you have to give your first and last name and your date
Sure.
of birth. Well, they don't accept a dog's date of birth, and we don't really know what it is, so we used my date of birth.
Uh-huh.
But his first name is Scrappy, and his last name is Dew.
Uh-huh.
And so I have to go in, okay, I need for my dog, last name Dew, first name Scrappy, and they know instantly.
To
They're
bring
like,
it.
oh,
Like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
here he is.
The dog guy getting the eye drops again for his blind dog.
Oh my
Last name
gosh.
Dew. First name Scrappy.
That's less cool than James Bond. But
Yeah, not nearly as cool. My second Scooby-Doo story is I am old enough to remember when Ronald Reagan was shot
okay.
because I was watching Scooby-Doo. It was the Globetrotter episode.
Oh.
Well, there's 2 of those, but okay.
Okay.
And I don't remember which one exactly,
Okay.
but I do remember it was the Globetrotter episode, and they interrupted Scooby-Doo, and I'd never seen that episode before, to go to the special report about the president getting shot,
Yeah.
and I was mad.
Not about the president getting shot.
I was mad they interrupted Scooby-Doo.
We need to get back to the island.
I don't care what's happening over here. I want to find out what happens with the Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Right. So the Globetrotters episode, one of them, I don't know if it's this one, but they're on an island. They're supposed to go to this island. They get stranded there and they have to stay overnight. And the other team that they're playing the next day in New York or wherever they're playing are the ghosts. They're trying to scare them, keep them up all night so they won't win. But the bad guys in that episode, the other team, they look like gangsters from the 40s, like in Chicago. Like, there's no way these guys are playing basketball. Not a chance. Not a chance. They had thick necks and they're like, Italian mobsters, not basketball players.
That's the magic of cartoons, though.
It is. It is.
All right, you know what? I did a little research for you, too.
Oh, okay.
What's this beer called?
It has
Cherry
a long
snowed
name.
in.
Snowed In.
Oh,
Yeah.
snowed in.
Snowed In. So, I've been snowed in a few times in Colorado.
Yeah, you have.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I thought, let's look at the annual snowfall in Denver. Let's start with Denver.
Okay.
Let's look at the annual snowfall in Denver, Colorado. This is all from the National Weather Service. Western suburbs of Denver. So what we might be used to with Fort Collins and Loveland, and those areas from Denver west.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's the mountains here?
You got to keep going west.
Okay.
And Estes Park areas like Rocky Mountain National Park. So
All right.
But you're in the foothills
Okay.
here. Western suburbs of Denver get about 65 inches of snow annually.
Annually.
65 inches on average.
I thought it would be more.
Well, okay, so
I don't like
Denver.
that.
This is Denver.
Denver, okay.
Yeah. Areas around the airport. So if you go more east,
yeah.
47 inches of snow annually
Okay.
around the airport. Now let's go outside of Denver. This is probably what you're thinking here. What's Colorado's snowiest town? So think about this for a second. Lots of skiing there.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, is it Breckenridge?
Breck makes the list.
Vail?
Yeah. Vail is number 2 with 190 inches annually.
See, that's what I
Yeah.
thought it would
190.
be.
90.
hate
Crested Butte. You heard of Crested Butte?
Yeah.
Crested Butte.
Crested
No,
Butte,
I
another
haven't.
big ski area, 216 inches annually.
Dang.
That's average. That is just average.
Nothing's average anymore, so it'll probably be like 300 this year.
What's the elevation there? I wonder.
That's a good question.
Crested
Yeah,
Butte.
I
Probably
can't
pretty
Google
high.
it. My phone's dead. So
Aspen checks in at 178 inches annually. And then Telluride finally at 170 inches. annually.
All the famous ones are less.
Right.
The ones that you hear, at least that I hear about.
yeah,
Well, they make some of their own snow too. Still, 170 inches
right,
of snow.
It's not nothing to poo-poo at.
right.
Good Lord.
Well, and see, like that's why I was guessing over 100 because my family's just south of Telluride, and they got way over 100 for the year. So
I wrote this one down because I thought it was interesting. So Boulder, we're familiar with
Yeah.
where Boulder,
Yeah,
Colorado is. They get 88 inches of snow annually.
Huh.
However, it only falls within a 35-day range.
What?
Yes.
Oh, that would suck.
So they only generally get snow in this one 35-day range,
so in a month,
and they average 88 inches.
88 inches. That's how many feet?
Well, there's 12 inches in a foot, so 7.
Seven. So
Yeah.
7.5, almost 8.
yeah.
Okay, so how does this stack up against the snowiest city in America? The most snowy city in America.
Where is it?
Most
We got
snowy.
a guess?
You got to guess.
Okay,
my God.
I'm gonna take a guess.
Okay.
It's gonna be somewhere in Minnesota.
Nope.
I was going to say Idaho.
Nope.
Okay.
You got to think further
Oh
north.
wait.
Further-
Alaska.
Alaska.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
350.
Barrow.
Valdez, Alaska.
Valdez.
Valdez, Alaska, 326 inches annually. Average. The snowiest day
30
they
feet.
ever had.
But that's a 10-month window. So
yeah, exactly.
12,
Yeah.
probably up there.
Yeah. The snowiest day they ever had was January 16th, 1990,
Okay.
when they got 47.5 inches of snow
in a day.
in a day. That's ridiculous.
That's nuts. That's more than we get in 2 years here.
That's
Oh
ridiculous.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
It's like 4 feet in a day.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I love some snow. I don't mind it. But after about 2 or 3 months, I'm done with it.
I like it when I don't have to like be in it. Like nothing better than looking outside and seeing it
Yeah.
snow. I like that.
Yep.
But once I have to go out and drive and it's not white anymore. It's that dirty brown, black,
gray,
thanks. Yeah. Then I'm over it. Get it out of here.
I'm gonna tell you. So I grew up a lot of my life in Wyoming, and our snow season was probably a couple months longer than it is here. Like we start getting snow in October, and it ends in like April, right? I never had a problem with the snow up there. Like it was never like bone. I mean, it was below zero or whatever, but the wind wasn't ever like bone chilling.
Right.
Yeah.
But here in Nebraska, it's like
Yeah.
just bone chilling. There's so
Yeah.
much like wind that
Yeah.
comes through here, and it's always like the wind chill that makes everything cold, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like and then like of course it's more humid here than it is in Wyoming, so then it's just like floating ice. I don't know how to
And
explain
that's the
that.
worst because your bone. It really is your bones getting cold.
Right.
Yeah.
It's that wet cold.
Yeah.
Which
So
is weird.
for someone who grew up in Wyoming, I hate winter. My birthday is in January, and
Yeah.
I hate winter. Like, I hate the snow. I think it's ugly. Nothing's cute about it at
Oh,
all.
jeez.
The only time I want snow is on Christmas, and then I'm done with it.
Okay.
Wow.
If I lived in that town that was Boulder, 30 days or whatever snow.
Yeah.
That's when I would be like, I'm out of here for this month.
Let's go to Florida for a month. Arizona. Anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go to a small town during the winter because, like, you can do things like strap your sled to the ATV.
Sure.
But, like, in Omaha, it just sucks. No one knows how to drive.
Yeah.
Like, it's icy.
true.
You slip on your driveway. Like, yeah.
The hills are something else, man.
Right.
Because in Lincoln, where I came from, it wasn't that bad. It was pretty flat.
Yeah.
Up here, Bellevue and stuff, like, no doubt. That's
Ooh.
There's just no reason to go out and drive. There's just
Yeah.
none.
None.
Just stay in. Drink one of these beers and
Yep.
stay inside.
Thus,
Yeah.
thus the snowed in.
Now, on the other hand, when it snows, my wife, like, throws a party. But
Sweet.
whatever. She loves it.
We never get an invite.
No.
That's weird.
Well,
She like takes the the day that it snowed like a couple weeks back or whatever. It was
Yeah.
like downfall snow.
Yeah.
She was like out walking the dogs. It's like my favorite time to walk. I'm like,
All right.
it's two different people in the world, I guess.
Yep.
and they're both in your house.
Yep.
All right, TripAdvisor, there were only 2 reviews, and they were
Wow.
both good.
Okay.
And you know I can't have that.
No.
No.
You had to make up your own or what?
No. So I went to
okay.
Google.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
And here's what I found on Google, and this is awesome. It seems they got hit by a bot at some point.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. And I really want to read these in a Borat voice.
Oh.
Because that's how it sounds. There's
boy.
2 of them. First, Armin Petrosian.
Oh,
Armin
yep.
Petrosian.
Armin
He was
Petrosian
there on
said,
vacation, probably.
I just don't want to read this as Borat. Hello, everyone. No. Hello, everyone. Never had a situation like this, and the punctuation is terrible.
Of
Oh,
course.
it's bad, and the
Yeah.
spacing's
Okay.
bad. I went to the Copper Kettle tonight to have one Bavarian beer. I ask, please. I like this beer. Can I have another one?
And they said no. Is that what it is?
Yeah. She comes so nice and says, no, why not? Where are you looking, business owners? Thank you for your service. Good job. Your server's so rude. She not showing customer service. Thank you for your business.
Was he drunk?
No, well,
Was he drunk? Did he get denied a beer when he was hammered?
Maybe.
And then he typed it
wrote
up.
a
they did answer, and there's another one.
Oh, boy.
They answered both of them. Like, we're having a problem understanding what you're asking for here.
Maybe you don't
yeah.
need another beer.
You don't need another beer.
Especially Bavarian beer.
Akmal Inajevev.
Oh,
Okay.
now I
even
just
know.
feel bad because maybe these people just don't know English that
I don't
well.
think they're real people.
Here's what leads me to believe it's a bot. Okay.
Okay.
This is what, and this was like 3 months later. Place, it's good. Beer, it's good too. I was going there for past 5 years, but this girl was horrible customer service. She is so rude. We were 15 guys, and everybody experienced that other my friends used to tell me, but I didn't believe. That bad she is. The rest 14 of us will put reviews for her soon. Yeah, it's a bot. This is not real.
Yeah.
It's absolutely not real. So I don't feel bad about
Why
making fun
can't they make the bots better? I mean, they're everywhere.
I guess.
Why can't
Yeah.
they make them better? That's
Yes.
that's the dead giveaway.
yeah.
Whenever they're
See
hitting you with
why-
an email or
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Much sorry.
Great business. Thank you.
Much sorry.
Thank
Much
you for
sorry.
your business.
Untapped.
Poor business. No, thank you.
No, thank you. Untapped. 237 check-ins. Not much. Not much. Only 300 cases produced.
That's
so
393.
4.18.
3.72.
What the hell?
I know.
Wow.
What are you looking for?
I mean,
I'm so sad that's gone.
I think it's great. So
Man,
I am too.
I want to try the maple one. I want to try
mean,
the coconut
look
one.
at that.
I want to try
Jinkies.
look
I
at
want
the-
to try Jinkies.
I want to try Jinkies too. Yep.
On while we're on that, Jinkies and the glasses. My little group of friends that I've had for a long time, we have nicknames. So we were in I was in college, they were not, but our house basically was a frat house,
Yeah.
and we gave each other frat names, right?
Okay.
And mine was Brother Goggles. Because I had beer goggles.
Okay.
And that just reminded me of Jinkies and drinking and glasses, and it comes full circle.
Brother Goggles.
There's so
Yep.
many questions I have with this. There's so many.
Yeah.
I mean, because the general connotation of beer goggles right? I mean,
But actually, it was actually because one night I was, consuming some alcohol, and I wore my chemistry lab goggles over my actual glasses and walked around the house drinking with those on. And so that's where it came from. But beer goggles is also a thing that's out there, I guess.
It's definitely a thing. Yeah.
The other names are Toothpick, 'cause he's real skinny, Skid Mark for whatever reason.
Oh boy,
that's Daryl, by the way. What we got? Doc.
Whoa. Daryl's nickname is Skid Mark?
Yeah.
Shit.
Brother Skid Mark.
Oh my
Literally
gosh,
shit.
That's awesome.
Doc and I can't. Clover, Brother Clover, because he is Irish.
I wish I never had a good nickname.
Man.
Never.
I still get called Goggles. Wow. So, there we are.
Man.
It's
It's one of my great regrets.
You just have to live in a fake frat house
I
that
guess.
guys
Yeah.
that didn't go to college that wanted
Yeah.
to have the college experience.
kind of reminds me of so our journalism class senior year, we gave you all of our we gave each other all different nicknames, including the word bro in it.
Oh.
So of course I was Brolin,
Well, duh.
And then like my wife's maiden name's Hoadley, so she was Broadley. Yeah, there's I mean, we have a lot of them, but I don't know. Then there's the band, we give each other nicknames, and yeah, it's like like Jamichael is mine.
Why?
My middle name's Michael, and we were just adding
Ja?
Ja to it.
Were you trying to be urban?
No. So we have a friend. His name is Jacory.
Oh.
And
That's his real name.
that's his real name.
Okay.
Yeah. And before the rest of us met him, he was only friends with our guitar players. And so every time they brought up Jacory, like all of us were just thinking like that was a nickname the whole time.
Yeah.
And just assumed, and then we met him at one of our shows.
He's like, hey, I'm Jacory.
He's like, hey, I'm Jacory. I'm like, oh, you're Jacory.
Your
Nice to
real
meet you.
name?
I'm like,
What?
wait, your real name's Jacory? He's like, yeah. So then we brought up the joke. We're like, oh my gosh, we are so stupid. Like, we didn't know that it was his real name. So now,
Whoops.
so now there's like Jamichael, Daniel, Jabrian, Jabrandon, Jablaine.
Wow.
There you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I never had a good nickname.
My band name was Dexter McReady.
Dexter McGrady.
Because I was born ready to rock.
Oh, I like that.
There it was.
I like that. You need a little like cut scene in there. It's like when you got like the spiky hair.
Yep. There we go.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Wow, we got off the rails there, guys.
Well, that's what a 13%er will do to you.
That's true.
All right, next week, another high ABV. We go back to a brewery that we visited last year, but this one is going to be much different, and it's one we've talked about, but we've never actually drank on the podcast, and I'm really excited for it. So, until then, Goggles, Brolin, we're not going anywhere for a while.
Let's have another stout.
Still better than hobo pork chop.
Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.